Ben Moosh, friends and fans. Welcome to Bramble On. I have been asked today not to ramble on, in so much as our producer Molly will need tending to very soon. That said, let us jump right into episode 15936, Fever Pitch. Lest I forget later, I'm going to begin this episode with a nod to our new sponsor. This sponsor is not of the usual ilk. As you know, we tend to attract somewhat unorthodox breed of business. However, as I type, we reached out to a company called Dream Come True Tea and Party Room. I had the wonderful opportunity of meeting with the proprietress. As it turns out, she has been hosting fairy-themed parties in her dimension, Dim Q, for nearly a score of years, 17 years to be exact. During that time, she has cherished the idea of having a tea room of her own, and there was a particular spot in a city called Long Beach, in the oasis known as California, in the United States of America, Gaia, Dim Q, that she longed to occupy. And lo and behold, her dream has come true. She now has the space. And it is glorious. The decor is enchanting, the comestibles delectable, and the owner, Lena, irresistibly adorable. We who live in Dim Q will be celebrating May Day Fay Day, the Fairy New Year, at Dream Come True on May 1st. One side of the establishment has tables set up for regular tea service. The other is where the real festivities and frivolity takes place, with everything from costumes and makeup for the wee ones, games, crafts, you name it. The place truly is a dream come true, and lest I besmirch or downplay their magnificence, I will merely leave their link in the description box below this video. Now, moving on to 15936 Fever Pitch. We left off after the season opener, which was 15935, fully engaged at the engagement party of Carter the no longer courter, no Carter the fiancé, and Calla. We also mentioned that we, at least temporarily, have had to do without a few of our season regulars. The fellow who plays Slate is off directing the play, ostensibly throughout the entire season, at least if things go well. And the young lady who plays Citron has gone with him to star in that play. Once it goes on tour, we believe Citron will return. However, for now, both Slate and Citron Bramble missing in action. And of course, our beloved Pearl Nanny Nettlebottom. The actress has taken ill, and we hold vigil while she is on the mend. Coming back very soon, one hopes. Now, as always, we begin with Viola. Lena, who was forsaken, for better or worse, by Raffia at the engagement party, when it was revealed that the Fawn Witch, now in Fey Witch form, is none other than Callista, Raffia's mother, whom he thought was dead, but had been shunned for being a witch, shunned by Raffia's aunt, whose name escapes me, but the aunt is Carter the no longer courter's mother. So it's all embroiled in the family. Once his mother came back on the scene, Raffia forgot all about Lena, and Lena has now gone to Viola seeking a potion to win back Raffia's attention and favor. Viola explains that such a practice is unethical in Faedom. Things like love potions, anything that manipulates the affections and thoughts of another, is considered taboo and bad form. In this episode, Fever Pitch, Carter and Cali go to his mother to get her blessing on their mariage. And I'm sad to say the meeting does not go well. She is disapproving. And I'm sorry I don't recall her name. She's incensed to find out her sister, Callista, is back on the scene and in charge, and does not give her approval of the union, leaving Calla in tears. Meanwhile, Magnolia, somewhat untethered now that Citron, her best friend, is gone, Magnolia comes across Brooke, who is with fever. The reason being, as I believe Viola mentioned last week, Brooke has taken to wearing a horn on his forehead to prove that he is, of course, partially a unicorn. But a rash has developed around it. Well, the rash has worsened, and now Brooke is ill with fever, and Magnolia notices, and then she goes to Stock, asking Stock to help carry Brooke to Viola's for healing. Stock says it's not wise to move him over the rough terrain. Stock suggests it would be simpler and less dangerous for Brooke to stay put at Stock's domicile while Magnolia goes to the apothecary to ask Viola for an ointment for the affliction. Stock believes even without having Brooke present, Viola will know just what to do. He has that much faith in Viola's skills. While Magnolia is running her errand, Brooke becomes delirious, his fever reaching that pitch, as described in the episode title. As we know, Mayor Cairn Hollow has at last been successful in convincing and persuading the transit authority, the humans, to reroute their highway around the ring. However, after all these years, all these decades of working on this project, that's all the mayor has ever done. And now, Milliam goes to him and says, "Congratulations. What do you intend to do now?" The mayor doesn't know. Meanwhile, with the Unseelie, Prince Raffia engages in a tete-a-tete with his mother Callista, the first time mother and son have been together since he was an infant and stolen from his mother's arms when she was shunned and cast out for being a fey witch. It's a very touching scene between mother and son. Nothing dramatic takes place, nothing incendiary or shocking, just a lovely reunion between the two. Dodd Hoskins, the human, being showered with honorary Fae titles last season, is going on something of a pilgrimage to learn about the Fae by doing research in libraries. Depending on his dimension, I believe that would take him to places like Ireland, Wales, and the like. In Dimension Omicron, whence the series hails, who knows what sort of realms he may get to. Ah, Murta. That's it. Murta is the name of Carter the ex-Quarter's, now fiance's, mother. Mother Murta. Carter the cousin, his mother Murta, her sister Callista, Callista's son Raffia. At last we have it. Well, that is the summation of what took place. We are in, I don't want to say the sophomore slump, so they say, but now that we've had the big shocking reveal of the season opener, things are settling down a little. And is always the case, it is not a dramatic episode when we hit number 2, and I believe it received 3 mushrooms in rating. Let's get right to our callers, shall we? Caller number 1, what have you to say about this episode?
I don't trust Lena one bit, and it makes me nervous that she goes to Viola for help. I get an uneasy feeling in my stomach when the two of them were alone at the apothecary, like Viola was in some sort of danger. I know Lena has never displayed any prowess or anything, but she's crafty. Thank the Aethereans Magnolia walked in.
Like you, I do not trust Lena one iota. I have never trusted her. I believe she encouraged her daughter, Dahlia, the former Dalliance, to ensnare Slate into marriage at Monte Cassino those many episodes ago. I believe Lena is a social climber, high on herself, low on ethics. Like you, I felt uneasy when Lena was at the apothecary with Viola alone. I don't trust that woman. I don't know what she could do to Viola, but it left me uneasy. Certainly Viola has strong magic, and from what we've seen, I'm not sure if Lena has any. I don't even know what species Lena and Dahlia are. They're not human. I don't know if they're fae. Could they be pixie? And as you said, Lena is crafty. We'll see if next episode picks up again with the two in the apothecary. What will happen then between Lena and Viola? One wonders. Moving on to caller number 2.
Just when I thought Cali and Karter were out of the woods, so to speak, they go to visit his mother, and she treats Cali terribly. And having your mother-in-law's approval can be debilitating, I can tell you. I just hope this doesn't send Cali into depression or cause friction between the newlyweds.
Dear Calla Lily, that fragile, dear soul, The last thing she needed, in the absence of her own mother, was that the only mother now in her life, her mother-in-law to be, treats her so callously. And I do hope that Carter does not call off the engagement or side with his mother or do anything to ruin this beautiful budding relationship. They've overcome a lot to be together, and their affection is genuine. One hopes it can weather the storms in the ring. Moving on to our last caller, number 3.
I was wondering the same thing about the mayor. As long as I've been watching the show, he's been doing pretty much one thing. Trying to get the transit authority to reroute the highway. Now that it's done, what's he going to do? Does he have any other skills, any hobbies? Maybe he should take up miniature golf.
I have no idea if Mayor Hollow has any other skills or hobbies, and I very much enjoyed your quip about miniature golf. That is known as the game of Fae, insomuch as Fae are generally assumed to be diminutive, and they are very adept at it, though, are they not? Rumor has it that the Fae tend to enjoy the decorations at miniature golf courses, the windmills, the whimsical nature of the displays. And in fact, in some realms, the Fae are the premier miniature golf course owners. A little trivia for you. So, when it comes to our mayor, skills or no, he will have to find something to which to apply himself. And one hopes it will be something for which he is cut out. All right, friends, that concludes our episode. Let's see what takes place next week. Next week we have, a twosome is interrupted by a third party. A mama's boy chooses unwisely, oh dear, and we learn that sorcery is not child's play. Until next week, friends, I encourage you to visit the societal media and site made of webs belonging to Dream Come True Tea and Party Room, the most high-end sponsor this show has ever seen. And as always, whether or not you elect to keep calm, do remember to bramble on.